All right, y'all, today we got 10 things you didn't know could you dig? All right, y'all, let's get right into the video. Title's pretty self-explanatory. If you're watching on my main channel, make sure you guys subscribe to my second channel, Berto 2. Link to that will be in the description. Berto 2, Berto 2, Berto 2. Love y'all, appreciate y'all. Where you at, family? You already know what it is. Tap into the Twitch streams. Link to that will be in the description so you never miss a live reaction. You see the community going crazy. Where you at, family? Let's get right into it. Come on.
Where you at, Berto?
Air hoses. Contrary to belief, air hoses are extremely dangerous, although they're often used for filling up car tires, blowing out dust in keyboards, and inflating huge bouncy castles. They also carry enough pressure to tear through skin, damage internal organs, or even be fatal if mishandled.
Damn.
On a calm morning in May 2011, a truck driver in New Zealand was going about his daily routine. He climbed onto the rigging between his truck's cab trailer, a place he'd stood countless times before. But in one unlucky moment, his boot slipped, and instead of falling on steady ground, the man fell backwards straight onto his compressed air hose. The brass nozzle punctured him through his left buttock, and in an instant, high pressurized air about
This can't be real, bro. Don't tell me this nigga about to inflate like a balloon, bro.
100 pounds per square inch began flooding into his body.
Ah!
As if it were straight out of a cartoon, the man's body began to inflate in size. Air forced its way beneath his muscles and fat, separating his tissue like it were sheets of paper.
Ugh.
His chest tightened, his skin stretched, and his face ballooned into a grotesque puff. Co-workers who happened
Why do I feel like that's not how that would go, though?
to cross his path screamed in terror. They quickly rushed to his side, shocked at the mortifying sight.
Oh! What the fuck is this
They
animation?
shut off the air supply and carefully rolled him onto his side, knowing his lungs and heart were under pressure. Ice packs were pressed against his swollen neck and chest to try and ease the suffocating strain. Ambulance crews arrived as fast as they could, but when they found the man, he could barely breathe. His body literally doubled in size.
Wow.
It was full with so much air that every time an EMT tried to put a needle in his body to start an IV, the air would just push it right out. Doctors later compared his skin to feeling like
He's alive this whole time. Bro, I know that you have to be in excruciating pain.
densely packed bubble wrap just waiting to explode. But luckily for this man, he didn't explode. It took days for the air to escape his tissue, but against all odds, he survived by farting it all out of his body.
Bro, I was literally about to say, this nigga must have been passing gas for fucking months.
Others, however, wouldn't be as lucky. Like the time a poultry worker in Mississippi got carried away with his friend while horseplaying, and for some odd reason, he decided to stick an air hose in his, yeah. The air pressure from the hose was so immense that he blew up from the inside, rupturing most of his organs in the process.
I ain't gonna lie, that nigga deserved it. What are you doing? It's one thing that happened by accident, but you just signing up for the shit? Nigga, you a weirdo. I do not feel bad for you, gang.
Surprisingly, there are a lot of cases like this, so even though they're fun to play with, air hoses are dangerous. Always keep them in safe places and please don't misuse them. A broken heart.
Yo, my bad real quick, but I gotta put y'all on, man. Know y'all like money. Dude, I like money. Money's nice. And I'm about to give y'all the easiest hustle to make some side cheese while you doom scrolling watching Berto videos, I'm not gonna lie. I know a lot of y'all be playing games on your phones for free. Now I'm about to show you how to get paid off it. Hit the link in my description or scan this QR code on the screen, and in only about 30 seconds, you're gonna be able to sign up for freecash.com. It's super simple, just like any website with a quick email and a password, you're in. It's gonna be a wall of games just waiting for you to get to that cheese. There's so many valid options, so just actually pick a game that you would like to play on your free time. You speed run the levels, and I'm talking about actual money that you can spend IRL, go straight into your free cash balance. I'm telling you, bro, this method turns your brain dead time where you just chilling playing games on your phone to actually stacking some cheese. Realistically, most people are pulling $10 to $20 in a day just from casual playing. You ain't even got to be going crazy for real. And if you're one of them grinders, you actually like to get to that bag, there are offers where you can make up to $100 to even $500. So it does get pretty insane, I'm telling you. Now, some of the top earners, you don't got to do this, but if you want to, you could actually speed run and spend a couple of dollars for better earning opportunities. But you don't have to spend a penny, bro. You could dead ass get a bankroll just by playing the free games. Stick to the free stuff and you'll still be able to cash out. So next time you're taking a break from my videos and you just chilling and you playing games on your phone, you might as well make something out of it. You guys know I've always said, man, if you're gonna play video games, you might as well make some money, man. And they made the cash out process so easy. They have PayPal, gift cards, whatever works for you, they got it. So hit the link or scan the code and sign up for free today, gang. Because when you use my link, they're already gonna start you off with a $5 bonus. Where you at, family? You already know I got you, bro. Let's get back to the video, but go get your money, dog.
It shouldn't be, but true love often feels like one of the rarest things to find in life. And once you find it, you never want it to leave you. Such
That heartbreak hurt, boy.
Wasn't the case for a man who was forced to read his wife's eulogy at her funeral after he supported her for a 4-year battle against ovarian cancer. The pair were inseparable. The man became engaged to her when he was just 21 years old, and the two would go on to be married for 4 years. That's nearly twice my age. And now, instead of making more memories with the companion of his life, he was making funeral speeches and writing thank you letters to those who came to the service. The amount of exertion something like this can have on one's heart is no joke. Only mere moments after the eulogy, the man was found slumped over in his house in the middle of writing thank you letters.
Bro, this nigga had a heart attack from heartbreak?
He had literally passed away from a broken heart. Doctors said his grief was so profound that it caused him to have a heart attack. And this wasn't just an isolated incident, it's a phenomenon that happens to many others as well.
Really? So you telling me that pain I feel in my chest every time a hoe break my heart is like actually detrimental to my health? Hell no. Yo, I know y'all felt that pain before. Where that hoe stressing you out and you like, Yeah, it's pretty common, Berto. Oh, hell no. I did not know that shit was actually detrimental. That's crazy.
It's called broken heart syndrome, or Takotsubo cardiomyopathy. It's a temporary heart condition triggered by intense emotional or mental stress that makes the heart's main pumping chamber weaken, causing it to mimic the symptoms of a literal heart attack.
Wow.
Soda cans. Imagine that it's a hot summer day.
What's good,
and you've
Cap?
done nothing but bask in the sun's overwhelming rays of heat all morning.
I mean, I know stress kills, though. That's something that I've always said. Stress kills, and that's why I try not to stress at all. But shit, I mean, we've all been through that heartbreak, though.
Parched, so you go indoors to get yourself a nice cold can of soda. But, to your disappointment, none of the drinks were put away in the fridge. They were left out on the table, so now they're just warm and gross. You come up with an idea. You take one of the cans of soda and throw it into the freezer in order to speed up the cooling of the beverage. To wait for it to cool down, you go and watch some YouTube and then end up falling asleep. Hours pass, and you forget that you left the soda in there. Eventually, when you wake up and stumble across your fridge again, you remember that you put a soda in its freezer. Hoping that the drink hasn't frozen solid, you quickly take it out of the freezer, crack it open, and boom. Just like that. The can explodes.
Bro, why that look? I ain't gonna lie. There's no reason why I flinched at that. There's no reason why I flinched at that bullshit right there. That's bad.
It's like a hand grenade right in front of your face. This is a real case that happened to a boy in China on August 25th, 2012. Luckily for this boy, however, medical professionals were able to save him and nurse him back to health. Frozen soda cans are extremely dangerous, and in some cases, they're even lethal. Freezing them forces the carbon dioxide in the soda to create tightly packed reservoirs inside of the can that store high amounts of energy similar to a bomb. So
I ain't gonna lie, if I go out from a soda can, I don't even want a funeral. If I go out to a soda can, bro, I don't even want a funeral, bro. Because imagine that. They motherfuckers speaking at your funeral talking about, man, he was such a legendary dude, such an inspirational dude, and, you know, a goddamn soda can is what took him out. Nah, I don't need that on my tombstone. I don't need that on my legacy. Y'all just try to talk about me and make up some cool shit. Like say that I like jumped out of a plane to save somebody. Like, I don't know. Just come up with something cool and dope. Just don't tell that story though. I don't want nobody to know I went out with a soda can for sure.
Keep your soda in the fridge, and if you do put it in the freezer, don't forget to take it out so that you don't go boom, boom. Gooning.
Bro, there will never not be a moment where gooning is mentioned and this nigga doesn't pop up.
Hi, how are you?
Bro, and this is my point. This nigga is the legacy of gooning. Like, this is his legacy. It doesn't matter what else he did in his life. It doesn't matter what he accomplished. It doesn't matter if he was valedictorian in high school. It doesn't matter. This nigga's legacy is gooning. That's bad.
Good. Have you been here before? Yeah. Sir, you need to leave.
Yeah. Apparently, there's a couple of ways that gooning can take you out. But, so that this video doesn't get demonetized, I'll be swift on the topic. The risk of passing away from this is extremely low, especially if you're a healthy individual. However, if you're struggling with any underlying cardiovascular diseases, it's possible that excessiveness could trigger a heart attack, arrhythmia, or a stroke. On September 18th, in 2000,
Oh yeah, his kid will definitely change their last name. Not facts. Can't even be proud of the last name. Literally got to change the bloodline, change the trajectory of everything. You can't be associated.
2019, a heartbroken teen suffering from depression would find himself unable to ignore how his last Valentine's Day went.
The goat of Gooning.
I don't really know how, but he snuck past his parents and locked himself away in a room where he then gooned himself to destruction. He gooned 56 times until he had a heart attack.
What? That is so crazy. You just kept stroking your shit till your heart stopped? Jesus Christ.
However, I'd take this case with a huge gulp of salt because due to the bizarreness of his passing, tons of media outlets have exaggerated how he went out, often claiming that he did it 100 times and ripped his thing off his body, which is obvious.
He had to be on drugs, bro. Ain't no way. Like, you can't, that's like one of the situations where you can't even, like, how? Your body must have been like numb to the point where you was just doing shit.
Obviously, just not true.
Much love, Sam. You know what it is.
He was infuriated. A man had just put the only dollar he had on him into the vending machine, and his snack was stuck inside of the machine, floating in limbo. The problem had a simple solution. Just shake the stupid clanker. The man began rocking the vending machine back and forth over and over again until his snack finally fell and was free for him to take. Unfortunately, however, it wouldn't be the only thing to fall. The 1,200-pound vending machine would also tip over on him and crush his neck against a wall.
Yeah, see, I can't go out like this. This can't happen to me, bro. I cannot, like, knock on wood, but I can't go out like this, bro. This can't be how I die. Like, no. My shit gotta be, I either needs to be peaceful as fuck in my sleep or some cool, crazy shit. I can't, bro, vending machine on neck? What?
The man would be pinned against the wall, struggling to keep the machine from...
And then you so fucking weak, like, you can't pick this up? Maybe, hold up, let me calm my ass down. Cause I don't know how heavy them hoes actually are. But I just kind of don't feel like there's no world where I can't just tip this over with my strength though.
Fully flattening.
1,200 pounds is a lot. Yeah. But there's no way vending machines are 1,200 pounds though. Is that facts?
His neck. But sadly, his efforts would prove to be fruitless. He wouldn't survive to see the next day. More people pass away from vending machines than they do shark attacks. There's about 2 to 4 casualties from vending machines each year in the US. So, if the machine isn't giving up your snack, you can get angry at it, you can swear at it, but don't get into a fight with it. 10 out of 10 times, you will lose.
Wow.
Sudden choking. Imagine.
Yep, well, I guess that would have been me, because my dumb ass for sure would have thought I would have been strong enough to hold up a vending machine. 1,200 pounds? That's crazy.
This. You're hanging out with your friends.
How heavy is a car?
Chilling at a party and conversing with other people while losing track of time. And then that's when it hits you. You start choking on literally nothing. It's called a laryngospasm. It's a sudden, violent, and involuntary spasm of your vocal cords that is so forceful that it entirely blocks your body's airways. Mild cases of laryngospasms last just a few seconds,
Much love, 42.
while more intense cases can last up to a few minutes, which is pretty horrifying when you think about it. 1 second, you're chilling on some mobile games. The next second, you're literally fighting for your life and suffocating on nothing. If this ever happens to you, don't panic or try to gasp for extra air. Remaining calm helps your muscles relax. Take small sips of water to clear any possible irritants causing the spasm and apply pressure on the soft spots behind your earlobes. It'll help.
Niggas dying from a throat spasm. Nah, bro. What are these statistics, my nigga? Shout out to my nigga P for the sub. I can't even read your name, gang. I want to give you some love and appreciation, but your name is crazy, bro. I can't even read it, but shout out to you, my nigga. Thank you for the sub.
Your vocal cords ease up. And most importantly, seek professional help. Restaurant signs. In January 2023, a swarm of fierce winds ripped through Elizabethtown, Kentucky. A family arrived at their favorite local Denny's to start their morning off with some warm pancakes and coffee, an entirely questionable option for breakfast. No offense. However, Towering above the Denny's parking lot was an 80-foot sign weighing more than a ton. To most, the sign was a glowing beacon for bacon, eggs, and pancakes. But for this family, it became the last thing they'd ever see. A 72-year-old woman sat in the car with her husband and daughter when a storm outside struck. The pole groaned under the wind's pressure, then, without warning, it suddenly snapped. The massive sign came crashing down on the car, crushing the roof and trapping the family inside.
Oh my God.
Unfortunately, the 72-year-old lady didn't survive its impact, and her husband would also go on to pass away from the injuries the accident gave him. There are multiple cases where restaurant signs, gas station signs, and storefronts fall on people. So, never be discouraged to keep your distance from an unstable-looking board that's giving you an off feeling when you're entering a business.
I ain't gonna lie, if I just happen to survive that shit, I'm buying a lottery ticket that day as well. Cause what are the odds?
It might
Final destination as death. Not for real. Like, if that were to happen, I'm also buying a lottery ticket that day if I happen to survive.
just save your life. Sneezing. We all do it. You're sitting in a job interview, or in a library, or in front of your date, and then you feel it coming. The tingling sensation that tickles the small hairs inside of your nose.
I've heard it's really dangerous to hold your sneezes. I be holding my sneeze sometimes though, like especially if like I'm in an important conversation. Oh, you know what's the worst feeling? Have you ever like held in a cough before, where it's like you could feel the cough and you kind of hit one of these like, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't. It's like you might as well just cough. It's actually more awkward to hold in the sneeze or the cough. I don't know why I even do that. Now I think about it. Because if I would just sneeze or just cough in the moment, get it over with, it'd be more natural. But instead, I hit one of these. Make a stupid ass face. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Nose, letting you know that you're about to sneeze. The natural thing to do is to let that sneeze fly. Well, while trying to not make a mess. But oftentimes instead, we just find ourselves stifling the sneeze. Don't. My anatomy teacher in high school always told us to break the habit. And honestly,
You know what I also heard is very unhealthy is holding your farts. I heard that's like very bad for your like guts or whatever the fuck.
it makes sense as to why. During a sneeze, if your mouth and nose are both closed, the pressure generated in the airways can surpass more than 20 times its normal amount. And in a recent case during 2023, a man sick with hay fever held in his sneeze by instinctively pinching his nose and closing his mouth. The force that built up in his airways was so immense that it literally tore open his windpipe. It's extremely rare to pass away from this, but nonetheless, holding in a sneeze just isn't worth gambling your life. Christmas trees.
Wow.
There's no better feeling in the world than to finish setting up your Christmas tree just in time for the holidays. Nothing beats a Christmas with fruitcake, eggnog, and a house fire. US fire departments respond to an average of 200 home fires caused by Christmas trees each year. And as you would presume, these fires lead to casualties. Christmas tree house fires are significantly more dangerous than normal fires in your home.
Why?
This is because
Oh, it's because of all the lights? It's probably like the electricity or some shit.
these fires usually occur at night or early morning when people have gone to sleep but left all of their decorations plugged in and lit up. They're usually caused by candles that were placed too close to the tree, faulty wires, or heat caused by all of the decorative electrical elements. And as opposed to normal house fires that are slow and steady in their startup, Christmas fires with a dry tree can ignite and spread across a room in less than just 30 seconds. So,
Imagine sleeping on a Christmas tree, dust to burn hot. You typed that shit wrong as fuck and made me look dumb as hell.
with that
I'm pissed at you.
being said, try not to get too
I already struggle to read.
carried away with your holiday spirit this year. Doing nothing. You see that signs can fall on you, beverages can explode in your face, and that Christmas trees can set you ablaze in your sleep. So you decide that the best course of action for you to avoid all danger is doing absolutely nothing.
So don't celebrate Christmas.
And then you explode into a ferocious blaze, so powerful that it leaves nothing but your feet behind. Weirdly enough, nothing else around you is affected. Not the couch you were sitting on, not the table in front of you, not the rug on the floor. Nothing. Just only specifically you. This is known as spontaneous human combustion, and there are many cases in the US about it. However, scientists nowadays discredit it fully and dub it as nothing more than a myth. They rather believe it to be the wick effect,
Appreciate the
which
follow.
is when a person's clothing absorbs melted body fat during a fire and causes them to burn up, but leaves their surroundings relatively unharmed.
There's no way this is real, bro. What, niggas just exploding for existing?
Others feel like this isn't a sufficient enough explanation to the phenomenon though. They argue that if the fire's hot enough to consume you entirely and leave nothing but ashes behind, then it should also scorch nearby walls, furniture, and flooring. They also say for the wick effect to be true, it needs a clear spark, like a lighter or a candle. But in many of the cases, the victims aren't found with anything heat-related. Toilet.
I don't want to believe that. Facts. There was this fucking anime, Fire Force. Man, I ain't gonna lie. If I were to see that, if I was just walking down the street and I just seen somebody just erupt into flames out of nowhere, best believe, don't get me wrong, like I already believe in God. I already, I'm already I have a good relationship with God, but that might be the day where I turn into a goddamn nun, quit all this shit, go live in a shack somewhere and just nah, bro. Because if just imagine seeing that, you wouldn't be able to unsee it. And you wouldn't be able to even fathom that. You'd be like, oh, hell nah. Oh, hell nah. Bro, dear Lord, y'all protect me from all evil because what the fuck was that?
Time. In Chicago, in 1987, a 70-year-old woman would board a cruise ship with her family. As they explored the wonders on board and enjoyed the pleasant feeling of being on the ocean, the old lady would be greeted with another, less than pleasant feeling. So she excused herself from her family and made her way to the ship's bathroom, and there she was greeted with the solution to her bowel troubles.
Appreciate the follow, dude.
She closed the door behind her, sat on the seat, and did her business in peace. Minutes later, the ship's medical personnel would rush past the family to the bathroom where their grandma was last seen. Out of concern, the family would follow, and as if it were a scene
bitch shit her guts out?
Straight out of a horror movie, they would be met with the sight of their grandma. Her insides were literally sucked out of her body by the ship's vacuum toilet. She was rushed to the emergency room once the cruise docked at a port. And even though cases...
Oh, y'all already know what's coming with that. I already know what's coming with that. Oh yeah, I need that. I need that. By the slither of a chance that I survive, just know I'm coming for it all.
Like these are extraordinarily rare. Toilets have been shown to cause lethal harm to civilians in other ways. Take, for instance, exploding. In 2017, a federal class action lawsuit was filed against a toilet company called American Standard after it received 300 reports of its toilets literally blowing up. And
you know what's probably one of my biggest irrational fears, and this just reminded me of it? Have y'all ever seen those videos where you see a rat or a snake just come through the toilet hole? Oh my God. Bro, imagine you literally are doing your thing and you just feel something. Oh no! Oh, and then you look. No, bro, I would lose my, I literally would lose my fucking mind.
Even this year in 2025, a 20-year-old man suffered serious burn injuries after he pressed the flush button on his toilet and it responded with a loud
explosive. Life every day in Australia.
He was rushed to a hospital where doctors revealed that 35% of his body was burned horribly by the explosion. But luckily, he survived. If you couldn't tell, this was a birthday special for the channel. It's my way of thanking you guys for all the support you've given me this year. And just...
W video, man. Well, I don't know, bro. Just make sure y'all are saying y'all prayers before you go to bed. And when you wake up, make sure you guys thank God for another day because this is some crazy, irrational stuff, man. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. You already know what it is. My name is Berto. Where you at, family? Tap into everything. The links to all my content, second channels, and Twitch is are in the description. I want to see y'all there, man. Pull up. I love y'all. Come on. Let's do it.
Where you at, Berto?
Peace.
Where you at, Berto?
I made this shit look sweet.